हरे कृष्णा। धन्यवाद माता जी, प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन, हरे कृष्णा, प्रणाम
माता जी,
प्रणाम, दंडवत प्रणाम टू एवरीवन। हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा,
प्रणाम माता जी। माता जी विल जॉइन। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। प्रकाश प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। थैंक यू। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा टू एवरीवन एल्स।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु। हाँ प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण चित्रा मोहिनी देवीदास जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण मधुमयी माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी।
दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे माता जी।
माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी।
प्रणाम है कृष्णा। Let me just open the Krishna and let me just open Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyautirayet नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमाश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, chapter 9, verse number 11. Then we will read 11, 12, and so many verses are together then till 17, right? 13 to 17 are together. All right. If you want to recite, you can recite verse 11 because 12 and 13 to 17 have no purport. Hatta putrastatatvashta jahavendraya shatrave indra shatro vivardhasva machiram jahi vidvisham. Venkat Narasimha Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। अतपुत्र तत्स्वष्ट जहावेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरम जहि विद्विषम। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you. Madhumayi Krishna Kanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्रः ततस्त्वष्टा जुहावेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरम जहि विद्विषम्। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Chitra Mohini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्रस्तत्त्वस्पष्टा जुहावेन्द्रेय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचीरम जहि विदिशम। हरे कृष्णा माता जी। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you. Pranandani Madhavi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्रस्ततस्ततस्त्वः जुहवेन्द्र यत शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रु विवर्धस्वः माचिरम जाहि विद्विषाम। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank you. Madhusoni Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हत्पुत्रस ततस त्वष्टा जुहावेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरम जहि विद्विषम। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Shubha Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्रस्ततस्त्वष्टा जुहावेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरम जहि विद्विषम। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you. Uttama Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। अथ पुत्र तथा स्रष्टा जुहावेन्द्रिय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रु विवर्धस्व माचिरं जहि विद्विषम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you. Revati Ratnangi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रणाम माता जी। ओम
Dhanavad.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्रस्ततस्तवष्ट जुहावेन्द्रेय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरं जाहि विद्विषम्। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Usha Devati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। प्रणाम माता जी। ओम नमो
Dhanavad.
भगवते वासुदेवाय। अथ पुत्र ततस्त्वस्ता जुहवेन्द्रय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरं जहि विद्विषम्। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Surya Prakash Rao Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता प्रणमालु। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। हतपुत्र ततस्त्वष्ट्रा जुहेवेन्द्राय शत्रवे इंद्रशत्रो विवर्धस्व माचिरं जहि विद्वषम्।
Thank you, Krishna. Hataputraha, who lost his son, Tatha, thereafter, Twashta, Juhava performed the sacrifice, Indraye of Indra, Shatrave for creating an enemy, Indra Shatro, O enemy of Indra, Vivardhasva, increase, Ma, no, not, Chiram, after a long time. Jahi, kill, with Visham, your enemy. Translation by His Divine Grace Shabra Pasha, Bad Ki Jai. After Vishwarup was killed, his father Twashta performed ritualistic ceremonies to kill Indra. He offered oblations in the sacrificial fire, saying, O enemy of Indra, flourish to kill your enemy without delay. Purport by His Divine Grace Shabra Pasha, Bad Ki Jai. There was some defect in Twashta's chanting of the mantra because he chanted it long instead of short, and therefore the meaning changed. Twashta instead intended to chant the word Indra Shatru, meaning O enemy of Indra. In this mantra, the word Indra is in the possessive case, Shashti, and the word Indra Shatru is called a Tatpurush compound, Tatpurusha Samash. Unfortunately, instead of chanting the mantra short, Twashta chanted it long, and its meaning changed from the enemy of Indra to Indra who is an enemy. Consequently, instead of an enemy of Indra's, there emerged a body of Vrisasura, of whom Indra was the enemy. And so Indra, who was the enemy, flourished to kill your enemy without delay. So basically, he became. It's Krishna's arrangement. Verse 12. अथा अहवारया पञ्चाद् उत्थितो घोरदर्शनः कृतान्त व इव लोकानां युगन्ता समये यथा. Translation by Prabhupada, Shabbat Ki Jai. Thereafter, from the southern side of the sacrificial fire, known as Anvaharya, came a fearful personality who looked like the destroyer of the entire creation at the end of the millennium. Verse 13 to 17. Vishwag vivardhaman tam ishu matram dine dine dagda shaila pratikasham sandhya bharanika varchasam taptatamara shikha smarshum madhya madhyahana arukagra lochanam te piya mane trishikhe शूला आरोप्य रोदशी नृत्यांतम उन्नादन्तं च चालयन्तं पदामहिं दरिगम्भीरवक्त्रेण पिबाता च नभस्थलं लिहता जीवा यर्क्षाणि ग्रष्टा भुवनत्रयं महता रौद्रदंष्ट्रेण जृम्भामानं मुहुर्मुहुः Vitrashta Dudrvorloka Vikshaya Sarve Dishodas Dasha. Translation by Shabad ki jai. Like arrows released in the four directions, the demon's body grew day after day. Tall and blackish, he appeared like a burnt hill and was as lustrous as a bright array of clouds in the evening. The hair on demon's body and his beard and mustache were the color of melted copper, and his eyes were piercing like the midday sun. He appeared unconquerable, as if holding the three worlds to the points of his blazing trident. Dancing and shouting with a loud voice, he made the entire surface of the earth tremble as if from an earthquake. As he yawned again and again, he seemed to be trying to swallow the whole sky with his mouth, which was as deep as a cave. He seemed to be licking up all the stars in the sky with his tongue and eating the entire universe with his long, sharp teeth. Seeing this gigantic demon, everyone in great fear ran here and there in all directions. Verse 18. Tena vritaha ime lokas tapasa tvashtra murtina savaivat vrita iti prokta papa paramada runaha. Translation by Shabapad. That very fearful demon, who was actually the son of Twashta, covered all the planetary systems by dint of austerity. Therefore, he was named Vrita, or one who conquers, one who covers everything. Purport by Shabad ki jai. In the Vedas, it is said that Sa imal lokan avranot tad vritasya vritatvam. Because the demon covered all the planetary systems, his name was Vritasura. Om Agyan Timirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastute. Tapte Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priyai. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Let's read from verse 11. After Vishwarupa was killed, his father Twashta performed ritualistic ceremonies to kill Indra. He offered oblations in the sacrificial fire by saying, "O enemy of Indra, flourish to kill your enemy without delay." Thereafter, from the southern side of the sacrificial fire, known as Anvaharya, came a fearful personality who looked like the destroyer of the entire creation at the end of the millennium. Like arrows released in the four directions, the demon's body grew day after day. Tall and blackish, he appeared like a burnt hill and was as lustrous as a bright array of clouds in the evening. The hair on the demon's body and his beard and mustache were the color of melted copper, and his eyes were piercing like the midday sun. He appeared unconquerable, as if holding the three worlds on the points of his blazing trident. Dancing and shouting with a loud voice, he made the entire surface of the earth tremble as if from an earthquake. As he yawned again and again, he seemed to be trying to swallow the whole sky with his mouth, which was as deep as a cave. He seemed to be licking up all the stars in the sky with his tongue and eating the entire universe with his long, sharp teeth. Seeing this gigantic demon, everyone in great fear ran here and there in all directions. That very fearful demon, who was actually the son of Twashta, covered all the planetary systems by dint of austerity. Therefore, he was named Vritra, or one who covers everything. So we are reading this very interesting pastime from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of the mankind, from chapter number 9, which is called as what? The appearance of?
The appearance of the
Appearance of the
demon,
demon
Vritrasura.
Yes, appearance of demon Vritrasura. So Vritrasura was the reason for invoking the appearance of Vritrasura was that Vishwarupa was first of all requested by Indra to be their priest so that they can get upper hand in the war against the demons. And Vritrasura gave the Narayan Kavach. He composed Narayan Kavach. He gave it to Indra to win the war against the demons. Then he was offering oblations on behalf of demigods on the sacrificial fire. But he was attached to the demons as well. So he was giving some share of the sacrifices demons as well, secretly. So he was also, was not honest in that way, we can say. But Indra, when he found out that Vritrasura is not is secretly giving the part of oblations to the demons as well, he beheaded Indra. I'm sorry, he beheaded Vishwarup. Now, Vishwarup had 3 heads. One head was used to drink somaras, one was wine, one was eating. And from each of the 3 heads, 3 kinds of birds were produced when he beheaded him. Indra beheaded Vishwarup from each of the 3 heads. It's so mystical. Huh? How do we understand all this? Remember from the body of Anga, churning of body of Anga, what came out? Do you remember? From the churning of the body of Anga, what came out?
King Venu.
King Venu.
King
Not
Yeah, it was Venu, right? Anga's son was Venu.
Venu
Yes.
Mataji.
Prithu Maharaj ke.
Prithu Maharaj
Ke from Venu.
and a very dwarf and black personality.
Yes.
Nisheda.
Like
Nisheda. Nisheda.
Nishad, yes.
Nishad.
So
Nishad.
Nishad. So okay, so first Nishad came out, and when the body was relieved of the sinful activities, then Maharaj Prithu came out. How do we explain all this? From the dead body, this is coming out. How do we explain it? So now, how do we explain that when the head is removed from the shoulder and every part of the face, one of the 3 faces is converted into different kinds of birds. Now, we look at the sparrow, we can remember that this is coming from the head of Vishwarup, right? Anyway, and then what happened? Then Vishwarup was a priest, and Indra beheaded. It was a Brahman Hatya. So Indra was so powerful that he could have reverted the curse, but he accepted the curse of Brahman Hatya. 1 year he suffered, then after that he wanted to purify himself, so he negotiated with the 4 entities to distribute his curse in exchange of giving them the benediction. So he distributed his curse 1/4 to earth, 1/4 to water, 1/4 to trees, 1/4 to women. And he exchanged goods with them. Okay, now this is Indra's part. Now the camera is shifted to Twashta, who was the father of Vishwarup. So Twashta was not a demon, right? Twashta was on the level of the demigods, but he performed a sacrifice to produce a demon, so that his this Vishwarup, this Indra can be killed. But then he mispronounced the mantra. Instead of short, he pronounced it long, or it was, yeah. And then instead of saying, "O enemy of Indra," he flourished to kill your enemy without delay. What happened? What is it? Oh, Indra, who is an enemy. So basically, the benediction went to Indra, flourish to kill your enemy without delay. So, ulta ho gaya kaam. Hey, because the chanting of the mantra was supposed to be so perfect. There is one very nice devotee in New York. He's from Netherlands. He's, Vasudev Prabhu. He is extremely Brahmanical. Like extremely. I have not seen such a Brahmanical devotee in my life. Of course, Mayapur Gurukul boys are more Brahminical, but anyhow, whatever. So this devotee is so Brahminical. His chanting of the mantras is so like clear and perfect. He's from Netherlands. He's not even Indian, buddy. But he's still so Brahminical, and he was doing a wedding ceremony in Gidanagri for between two devotees. And he said in the past ages, the priest, just by the dint of chanting the mantras, can invoke the fire. But this age, we have to use the matchbox. So basically, I could see the humility that he is the most Brahminical person in that particular assembly. Still so humble that I am actually not so good because I cannot do this. I have to use the matchbox like that. Anyway, so so he had to chant the mantra properly. That is why this karma kandiya vichar is so dangerous. You know, we have studied different pastimes in 10th canto also. This King Nriga, his story comes, right, that he was a very nice karma kandiya king, and he had so many he was performing so many oblations, sacrifices, but then one mistake of mixing up the cows, and then he had to become a lizard. So, and then Krishna had to come to save him. So here also we are saying that karma kandiya vichar, that I am your enemy and you are my, you have done harm to me, or this vichar, or this thought that I am somebody's friend, I am good to somebody, I am supposed to harm somebody, somebody is supposed to harm me. This is on the material platform. So why is Sukdev Goswami, we are reading about Krishna, which is the supremely transcendental platform, unmatchable, right? Krishna is impeccable, unmatchable. There is no one who is like Krishna. What is he called as? Urdhavam. What is Krishna's called as? That no one is equal to Krishna and nobody is above Krishna. There's a Sanskrit word for this. Ardhava Urdhamam. Krishna. If I get memory, I'll tell. But there is a word which describes Krishna, that no one is equal to Krishna and no one is above Krishna. So here we are. What Mataji, you want to say what that word is called as? What is it called as?
Asamurdha Mataji, Asamurdha.
Asama Urdhava. Sama means equal, Urdhva means above. So Asama means thank you. Nobody is equal, and Urdhva means nobody. Asama Urdhava. So a word is for both the things. Means no one is equal to Krishna, no one is above Krishna. Thank you. Right. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are, Sukdev Goswami is reciting to Parikshit Maharaj, who is going to leave his body in 7 days. How many of us will be interested? Just think, just for a minute, just think in your position exchange with Parikshit Maharaj. How many of us will be interested in knowing who killed who and who was going to take revenge and perform the sacrifice to kill who? How many of us will be interested to know if I have only 1 hour left to live? How many of us?
No, nobody.
But here we are seeing that Sukdev Goswami is actually going to explain it in great detail. There are 2 chapters dedicated, this chapter and the next chapter. I don't know if chapter 11 is also like that. Let's see. I don't remember. But I remember we are seeing that chapter, so 10, okay, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 4 chapters are dedicated to this Vritasura pastime. That how he appeared, how he looked, what was his activity, why his name was Vrita. And so the thing is that what is the Krishna conscious part here? You see, it is a mistake to think something material, if something can be used for Krishna. So here we'll see, it will be revealed later on, but a new novel reader can ask this question, that why is Sukdev Goswami speaking so much about a demon appearance and revenge? Because we want to meditate on Krishna. why this particular pastime is brought up. Like, who cares, who died and who did the sacrifice and who brought it up, and the mantra was chanted wrong. But there is a meaning, okay, because this canto is for protection of the Lord. So how Krishna is going to give his protection to both Indra and Vritsasura? Both will get protected because both are devotees. But there will be a clear distinction as to who is a superior devotee. Even though a demon, but Vritsasura will be the devotee who is going to have who's going to have more realization of Krishna. Okay, so this will unfold later, but this is very interesting, that how it unfolds. So what it means is that it doesn't matter whether one is coming from a demoniac family or a demigod family. Yai Krishna Tattva Vitte Sai Guru Hoye. So one must be able to accept a person and as a guru if they know Krishna Tattva. Doesn't matter what the background was, but what they're doing right now. You see, we have so many examples like that in our parampara. This Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. I was reading Nectar Devotion yesterday, and Prabhupada was writing in the introduction that how Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, their name was Shakir Malik and the Dabir Khas, because of they were born in a Brahmin family, Saraswat Brahmin, but then they took work in the Muslim king, and they were outcasted. And Prabhupada gives lecture that hookah pani band, but then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was merciful and gave them the shelter, and how they became acharyas for us. We are called Rupanugas, right? In ISKCON, we are called Rupanugas, that because we are descendants of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Anuga means who is following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. So understand that it's very important to understand that one must be able to recognize a Krishna conscious person by their words, manasa, karma, and vacha. There is no janma. Manasa, by their mind, is dedicated to Krishna. Karma, their activities are dedicated to Krishna. And vacha, their words are dedicated to Krishna. Okay, so this is Krishna's pastime. Doesn't matter when one is in purified situation or not. So also the superiority of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is established in this pastime. Because if this Karma Kandiya Vichar, the mantras are not recited the way they're supposed to be recited, it's going to have an opposite effect. Okay, no, they're not going to look at the bhava. But in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the pronunciation is not important. It's actually, even if somebody chants a part of the mantra, it will still have an impact, right? Prabhupada tells, I heard one Prabhupada lecture, Prabhupada was saying that in the Western world, you don't have pronunciation of Sanskrit proper. So for example, he was saying that you call me Guru Maharaj. Now Guru means cow. I am not a cow. He said, I am Guru. So you say Guru Maharaj, but it sounds like Guru Maharaj. But I take it because I know that what you mean is Guru Maharaj. Okay. And then he says that this pastime of a Mohammedan who was attacked by a boar and who was going to die because his boar attacked him. This is in Narsimha Puran. Prabhupada mentions this pastime, and when he was dying, he chanted Har Ram. Basically, he was cursing, Har Ram. But Krishna took it that he chanted the holy name of Ram. He got liberation. So chanting the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no hard and fast rules in chanting. But Durdevam Idrisham Ihajani Nanuraga. I am so unfortunate that I have no attachment for them. So that is our misfortune, that we have been given such nice leverage and access and knowledge. But if we are not using, then this is our misfortune. Krishna has given everything. Okay, so there are so many lessons to be learned as we unfold, and it is one of the most powerful pastimes in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, where Krishna shows that Krishna is not restricted to is not obligated to become a benefactor of only a certain sect of people or demigods. He can he can be a benefactor even for a demon. And you're gonna actually fall in love with Vritrasura as he starts to speak. He's now here. The description of his body is so dangerous, right? How he's like licking the stars and swallowing the planets, and he's everywhere. He's like spread out, and he looks very ugly and dark, and he's blackish. His hair color is so molted copper, whatever. He's not very good looking. The body is not very good looking, but when he starts talking, everyone is gonna fall in their place. So looks can be deceptive. This is also a verse in Nectar of Instruction, I think, verse number 8. Is it verse number 8 where the aparad of the guru is described? That don't look at the guru by physical um, defects, by birth. Don't look at the guru by birth, by physical defects, because it's an offense. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections, complaints?